So this compost in the back is actually dirt now. I can smell it. It smells exactly like dirt. And I'm going to take it into my new garden bed and try to fix the soil there. This is a little sandy, which is actually good for, I think, the problem I'm having in one of my beds, which I'll show you. But this is not composted yet, but it is so close. Like, I can put this pile into my garden in the fall. But behind here is kind of a little bit older, probably more of last year's compost leftovers. So I'm going to grab that, put it in some pots, and put it in one of my garden beds. So behind me is the bed in question right now. What I think has happened is that I put too much mulch and organic material in here, and the soil is pretty much just compact and nothing can really grow, and not even the weeds are growing. So this is like the only bed that has like very little weeds. So I'm pretty sure that I need to like kind of fluffen up this soil. What I've got in there right now are just beans and peppers. I'm actually going to try to move my pepper plants. They just seem stunted in growth. They're very short compared to my other pepper plants that are huge right now. So I'm going to try to move those. The beans are kind of doing okay. I just feel like bush beans do good anywhere in any soil. I mean, maybe if you have too acidic of soil, they won't grow as many actual beans on them, but they'll still grow beans. So I think the plan is I'm going to move my 3 pepper plants into pots. Hopefully that works, and hopefully they transplant okay. And then I'm going to take this soil and add it to what's left, mix it all up, and hopefully I can grow some more bush beans in there. I don't really think it makes sense to try to grow anything else at this time. So that's the plan. So even some of these bush beans are just not doing okay. And some are. I mean, over here they're doing great. But these are the pepper plants in question here. So I'm just gonna move them and, pray, basically. But look, like it just, I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. Even if I dig here, it kind of feels light, but it's also kind of hard to dig. I feel like you should just be able to push your soil away, but I can't. So we're gonna move these. I don't really have any more garden space to move these pepper plants, unfortunately. So they just have to go into a pot, which might not be the worst thing because you can move the pot wherever you want it, and eventually when they start having their peppers, they look really pretty and can almost be ornamental as well as functional. Basically got my one weed. That's all that comes out of this bed. Yeah, this soil this is a rock. Like, of course it can't grow. Look at that. I honestly just want to get rid of this soil. Hopefully that's enough roots. The soil I'm putting in is, of course, a little bit sandy because of just being in the woods. This is the soil that we get. There's a lot of sand, but I actually think in this circumstance, this is going to be kind of helpful. You know what? I need more soil in there first. Ooh, this is like pure sand. Take a little bit of the soil with it. That does feel better, but I think I need more dirt. All right, so this is what I've got. And there is a visible difference of what looks to be aeration and fluffiness, so hopefully this is good. So I think that this bed is fixed now, or will at least grow bush beans. If it doesn't, that's okay too. I will fix this even more in the fall when I have more soil that I can put in here. But basically I'm putting nearly okay composted soil in, so it might be a bit acidic. And that's gonna be, it is what it is kind of thing this year. So I've had kind of concerns with my garden the whole year and last year too for the location that it's in. So when we moved here, the trees were not nearly as tall. The willows hadn't really grown as much yet. And it was a perfect lit sunlight area. It would get minimum 8 hours of sun. And now the trees have just like exponentially expanded. And our sun here, it has significantly decreased. We're probably only getting somewhere between 4 and 5 hours of sun on this garden a day. And that is another reason why this bed wasn't doing that great, is because it is so far towards the woods on this side, on the west side. So there's no afternoon sun. And the sun it does get is probably only from 10 to 2, and that is absolutely it. So that also is contributing to the peppers not growing as well. They do need more sun. So I think we are going to relocate our garden. All of this will stay, and it will become beets, broccoli, potatoes, stuff like that. The root veggies and things that are more cold tolerant and don't need a bunch of sun. But I think we're going to have to move our garden for things like peppers and tomatoes and our sweet potatoes for sure. Our sweet potatoes are our main thing. We eat sweet potatoes. That's like our family's thing. We love sweet potatoes, and sweet potatoes are actually very expensive in the store. So if I can grow as many as possible at home, you know, kudos to us because it's so much cheaper. But they need sun, they need heat. They're the last crop to go in and the last one to come out, really. So I think we're gonna move everything to the other side of the cabin. Hopefully we can figure out a garden there next year, and it will be an in-ground garden. We're not going to make garden beds anymore. Even though I love the raised beds, it's just not going to be practical when we're pretty much starting over. So yeah, I think we're gonna have a lot in the works for next year's garden. I was going to start planting the bush beans, but these are already looking so sad, so I need to get them water first. And I'm just gonna move these over towards the outdoor kitchen because that is where all the sun is. What? This is risky business walking over here. Almost tipped a bunch of times. So I'm starting to wonder if this was a full-on mistake or if they're just thirsty. Because they look so sad right now. Alright, we'll check back in like an hour and see how these guys look. While I'm over here, I kind of just figured let's look at the peppers that are doing really well. And this is the size difference. They are doing great. And I've really packed this garden bed in. This is the beans. Like, we're going to get a lot of beans off of these. But yeah, I packed this garden bed in because I know that it's getting so much sun a day. And I was trying to take advantage of it. And I think it's okay. Everything's looking good. I do need to stake up these tomatoes though. So we actually have a couple of big things going on, big projects. We are having a new barn built, and wood was just dropped off yesterday, and things are in the works. We're going to have a horse barn within 2 weeks. Yeah, eventually this will be a horse barn and a pasture here just for them to be as in living in and out with the barn. And then we're going to make big pasture in our field, which is huge. I think it's a couple acres. It's like 5 acres maybe. And then over here is kind of where we're considering putting next year's garden, which is on the west side of our cabin. We did get some free oak trees from a friend. Actually, our horse instructor gave these to us. And this one has done so well. It's grown since we moved it. But this one is looking so sad, so stunted. So we'll see where this one's at in the next year or two. Because this could all potentially be our future garden. And, you know, right here, there's options here without interfering with our future horse pasture. A lot of things to think about. So these are my seeds that I found. I found this Gold Rush bush bean. I only do bush beans so I don't have to have extra stuff to, you know, string the beans up. And then I was also looking and I found summer squash and zucchini. I'm going to plant one of each in here, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Might not be enough sun like I've said, but we'll give it a try. So that's a zucchini. And on the other side, I'm going to do the summer squash. And I'm just announcing this for myself so that I go back and look at my video, because I am not going to label these. I'm just kind of throwing them in. I don't know if you can hear my kids, but it's been crazy hot here. And so they haven't really played outside like this other than swimming in the pond. So things are kind of chaotic around here.